of us did yesterday. We got a bunch of $1 donations, so again, really appreciated. Anything towards those toys is helpful. That being said, hi Patra, and why don't you introduce yourself, since most people here probably do not know anything about you.
Sorry, I'm laughing at how you say my name. It's funny.
Patra?
My name is Patra.
Patra, I see an H.
I know, but it's just, you could say Patra or Patra, but it's actually Patra. And yeah,
Why is there an H?
Because it's silent. I'm half
Okay.
Thai. Yeah, you don't say Thailand, you say Thailand. Basically, that's
Oh, you
the
don't?
best
Because I say
example.
Thailand.
Oh.
Sure.
Well, I'm glad I fixed that before
Alright.
someone teased you. So yeah,
Alright, well, hi,
hi
Patra.
guys, hi Twitch chat. Nice to be casting here with you, Noxious. Actually, just great that, like, you know, I'm just a Southeast Asian caster here with the EU boys. Oh my god, this is gonna be so exciting. And
Yeah,
so
we've
we're
got a
just
lot
down
of games,
to,
honestly.
yeah, we're like down to 8 players, right? From 16?
Yep. Exactly. So we've done already the first half. Now Xixo and Orange already started their match a little bit early, so we didn't get to show you the awesome mulligan, but in a nutshell, Xixo went and grabbed himself 2 wild growths, and as you can tell here, we're turn 5 and he's got 8 mana coming in, as well as 2 glorious arcane giants already ready to fire. So the lineups, we didn't get the bans for this specific setup, but I know that Xixo is running Druid, Shaman, Warrior, as well as Hunter. So his Shaman was banned, and Orange is playing Mage, Shaman, Hunter, as well as a Druid, and his Druid was banned by Xixo. Xixo has been leaving Shaman up for his opponent yesterday, and his lineup is heavily teched against it. He's got a lot of weapon removal in Harrison Jones and the Ooze, which helps a ton against Spirit Claws, for instance.
Right. So who did you say Xixo's, which class was banned from Xixo?
Shaman. Pretty much
Shaman.
everybody gets their Shaman banned. And every player
Shaman
today
or-
has Shaman in their lineup, so if you don't see it on the left, it probably means it's been banned.
Right, yeah, I could see everyone brought Shaman, Warrior, Hunter, and Druid pretty much.
Right, that's kind of the power lineup at the moment.
Yeah, so are we actually in the first game right now?
Yeah, we've got Xixo and Orange already disputing their match.
Okay. So it's... Okay, so we can just watch that.
It's kind of a sketchy hand for Xixo. He's got Mire Keeper, Swipe, and Fangirl. There's so little you can do. At the same time, like, he's got an 8/8, yes, that's great. But he's lower on health, he does have to make trades if he wants to live. And the only way he can afford playing this game slowly is if he has more fuel, which he doesn't. So you kind of have to just go all in at this point if you're Xixo.
Right, I know. I feel like we just jumped like right into the game after that intro. Like, Xixo is at like 9 mana already, and Orange at 7.
Yeah, we did miss again, like, one of the production... on the production side, they actually jumped into the game before the broadcast started, so we came in halfway through. That being said, I feel like Orange is so far ahead right now in terms of card count and card quality. The Ragnaros he's about to drop doesn't really find an answer from Xixo. Less so if there's a swipe that gets played. Oh goodness, that's bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, as you can see, Xixo has the board right now. He can clear Orange's board entirely here. But basically, he's just got 1 card now.
Yeah, the card disadvantage is a really big deal, especially since Orange can actually play his... I was gonna say his Blood Mage Thalnos with spell damage to clear out the board, but with the other source of spell damage, that's even more painful. He's got like 5 damage on going from the missiles plus a ping. That's absurd.
Yeah, actually, he could even... Now he could take out Xixo's board. He's just gonna do that.
And Xixo will probably be forced to swipe the Cold Sorcerer, but Ragnaros is already a big problem for classes that don't have a lot of hard removal, Druid being one of them. But when you don't even have cards in hand to soak up the 8 damage, that puts a clock on you really quickly.
Would you want to swipe the face and then hero power the Cult Sorcerer? Or would you just swipe the Cult Sorcerer here?
That's actually a good point. I think I like the swipe face, now that you mention it, because you do need to get the damage in pretty quickly, I think, if you want to seal this game. And you do gain a little bit of armor every single time your hero power gets used. Wow, Six still playing around Ragnaros. Is this for real? Unfortunately for him, he's too low on health to really soak up the 8. But the fact that he left the minions up to set up for a swipe on, say, Azure Drake was brilliant. He could have killed an extra mana worm with it, Azure Drake, really anything.
But now he's actually looking for some answers here because he can't take the rag. Like, he can't take 8 damage to the face right now.
He could technically swipe face. He's looking for a mulch here. But he could have technically swiped face and then developed 1/1s from living roots. But he was still going to be dead to the fact that the opponent can ping one of the minions and then guarantee the rag hit the face. So Baron Geddon and Druid, hello.
Let's see what he gets from Babbling Book also.
Does he need it though? I'm looking at this and I feel like he's got the Ragnaros lethal.
Taking the win with the his tempo mage. And there's like different versions of it too. There's like slightly more aggro versions and like with just a lot of spells, and then there's just some with a bit more minions, right?
Yeah, you can build it to be more board centric, and I want to say almost play a longer game with it, like Faceless Summoner, Archmage Antonidas. There have even been versions including Ronin that cropped up on ladder for a little while, using Archmage with Ronin and Barnes. Yeah, exactly. You try to bring out the Ronin and get the miss out. So it's a deck that got a lot of iterations, and it's still iterated upon every single time. You know, BB Gun Gun mentioned yesterday that he brought the deck that he did because he felt being a little bit more aggressive was a better matchup against all the mid-range decks, and it paid off for him. Orange's deck though is a lot more on the minion-centric side. What with the Faceless Summoner we saw.
So yeah, we can see Orange is taking on Xixo's Cthulhu Warrior. So this is like actually the first time I'm casting a Last Heroes Standing tournament. Normally I'm casting like is it Conquest?
Yeah, that's the standard format that most tournaments run. It's kind of the officially endorsed format for BlizzCon and the circuit. But Blizzard also allows tournaments in Last Hero Standing to give points and reward points for the players participating in it. So it is a format that a lot of tournament organizers like, and as a caster it's pretty nice and refreshing sometimes to try out something different, because Conquest leads to very ladder-ish decks cropping up where people just bring the decks that have the highest consistency on ladder since they're going in blind. And Last Hero Standing allows for more of a targeted lineup where you can build one deck that you know is going to be beating most of your opponent's range. So if you ban Shaman, you know exactly what's in the opponent's range, and something like Tempo Mage usually fares well against the rest of the decks.
So what deck was having the most success yesterday?
Well, Shaman, when it wasn't banned, obviously. I mean, that's kind of a given. We've also had a lot of success for Hunter and Mage, just in general, in the event. Druid does its Druid thing sometimes. It does fall flat on its face sometimes. Like, we've noticed that some of the decks that were played had different emphasis. Some people emphasize the token aspect of it, which let you develop a much bigger board and contest board more effectively, but it also meant you couldn't beat the control deck as readily to burst them down from 30. So Rogue also did super well for the players who had it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of diversity and success, I think, in Last Hero Standing.
Yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. Looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, Orange is just going to ignore the Cthulhu's Chosen.
Yeah, I mean,
just
the amount of damage he's got, it's such a difficult matchup for the Warrior when you don't pick up the Beckoners of Evil, the 2-drops, when you don't pick up Disciples of Cthulhu, no War Axe, no Shield Block, Shield Slam. I mean, this is not a typical Control Warrior, so there's no bash. You've got very little to work with. He's going to try to brawl, and if he wins it, if he actually wins this 25%, he's going to be pretty far ahead. Otherwise, he risks just dying to a fireball, as he knows.
And that Water Alley is just like freezing his face. He can't even use a weapon, even if he had one, you know?
Yeah, even assuming he somehow found a weapon, it's still locked out for the time being. Fool's Bane being not what you want.
I guess the Fool's Bane is there to take on the Shamans.
Xixo's entire lineup is predicated upon beating Shaman. And I mean, it doesn't just beat it, it destroys it. So if it comes down to it, and Xixo can lock out wins against the other decks, Shaman has no chance.
And who knows how to beat Shamans better than Xixo.
And Xixo is gonna be leaving the game. He's like, you know what? I know how this goes. Covering a lot of angles of attack from the opponent's decks. And I find that Xixo's targeted lineup, in this case, because of the fact that Orange doesn't need to play Shaman, is it's kind of crippling Xixo, really.
I can see that Xixo is using the Camlan Face Hunter that just appeared on the ladder recently. Is that right? Is that Camlan's?
I know Camlan was running the Secret Hunter with Leroy Jenkins, right? I think that's he was the one who came up with the initial iteration of it. A lot of people have been experimenting with modifications. Again, a very anti-Shaman deck. If anything, that deck is made to eat up Shaman, and that's why you see it so much on ladder, and that's why Xixo brought it. It makes a lot of sense, given his general strategy. Wow, the curve from Orange, man. What?
I know, I was about to say. But I'm just wondering if Xixo has a secret keeper. Most likely.
Yes.
He didn't get his secret keeper. So I think like he'd want Orange to grow his board here so that he could make a good Unleash the Hounds in a future turn.
Yeah, I like the fact that at least the explosive trap is setting up for really good Unleash the Hounds, because by softening the health of the minions on the board, it means that even if the opponent goes for mirror image and whatnot, you still have enough damage through your weapon and the minion you've got on board to take on the total health that exists on the board at this stage. Yikes.
This is going to clear the Huntress right here.
Oh!
He's
gonna have to expand his mana.
You got the ping. But I mean, Unleash the Hounds here? Does he really want to do that?
It hurts, but you've got a second one, right? Like it feels bad just because you know that you have to attack into the Flamewaker, but ultimately the 1/1s are pretty safe now. One Flamewaker is out of the way, one Arcane Missile has been played. Unless there's Arcane Explosion in the deck or another missile is getting picked up, these 1/1s are probably going to be able to trade into the Mana Worm.
Yeah, but Orange is cutting it close. He's like... Xixo's only down to like 16 health, really, so...
It's low enough for Mage with Fireballs in the deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a comfortable amount. You probably don't need much more than that.
Full board of Unleash the Hounds, and he's gonna trade into the Worm, of course, and just go face with the rest.
The freezing trap enabled that.
Oh,
yes.
okay, yeah, he has a secret.
That's the only reason he can actually afford making the play that he made, is with a secret, like being the freezing trap, he knows for a fact that the Water Elemental doesn't connect. And so his Hounds are actually getting some mileage instead of being destroyed automatically. And Freezing Trap is going to give him another bow charge.
Right.
I don't know if he's going to be able to win the race, but...
missiles, though...
Four face. Yeah.
2 to the face.
The worst part is, it's not even that bad for Orange that the missiles go face. When the opponent's at 12, like at 11 health, you have a Fireball in hand, you're pretty close to winning the game just on the back of pings and Frostbolts and Fireballs. So he's at the point in the game where Burn can just give him the win, regardless of where the missiles go.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have to kill command this Drake, yeah, for him to survive.
And to win the race as well, because as long as you have a slight edge on the board against the Mage, all you really need, like he's got Leroy in hand, right? So next turn he's pushing what? We see 9 on board with the Leroy. That's gonna be a total of 15. He's got lethal next turn, if he doesn't die by then.
Yeah, that's 17. I mean, all Orange has to do is like ping off one dog to make it not lethal.
That's a pretty good card. The Arcane Blast is going to give him a little bit more time to not get killed by a potential Leroy Jenkins or a kill command, quick shot shenanigans. Double Fireball. Alright, Xixo has 1 turn to do it.
It's cutting.
And I don't think he can do it. I don't think there's enough damage in the deck at with 7 mana remaining to push the lethal. I think Orange is just sweeping with the Tempo Mage.
He's actually gonna take it. He's got it next turn. It's because the Arcane Blast took out the ooze.
And Xixo smiling, a tiny smirk. He's like, you know what? That just happened. I targeted Shaman, and Shaman didn't need to come out. Maybe my lineup was a bit too all-in onto a specific strategy, but overall I still think Xixo's entire roster of decks